Shalom. Kalalal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there teaching and preaching this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Shapal from GMS Jamaica camp. Saying, we want to go into a lesson on Israel, basically the Gentile and salvation. Okay? And we say Gentile, have two types of Gentile we speak of. See? One being heathen, see? Which are not of the fold of Abraham, Isaac, are not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Which the Most High never stated anything about them being saved, right? Or salvation. See? Now that's one of the Gentile we want to talk about. But the Gentile which we are going to expound upon is of the fold and the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the reason why they were looked on as Gentiles was because, well, we know Israel was scattered among all people, amongst every nation, right? On the face of the earth, they were scattered back then and they are scattered today. Alright, so what I want to get into is the reason why they were looked on as heathen was because where they grew up, right, amongst the heathen, they started to follow heathenistic ways, right, praising their gods, you know, and start take on these customs to themselves which are not the custom of an Hebrew Israelite. See, but they are Israelites because the lineage of their father goes back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, some knowing that they were Israelites, but some know, well, us today, some of us know we're Israelites and some never know, right? And back then, you can say the majority know that they were Israelites. See? Alright, so we don't want it to be confusing when you see all of these things come up in the scripture and saying that you know, salvation is for the Gentiles, meaning the heathens. Salvation is for the Israelite foreigners, which they were looked on as Gentiles. See, mainly from the Israelites who were in the land, alright, and they were looked at as strangers. See, so we just want to get into some definition here of the word strange or stranger. So we're going to bring in some scriptures first. Let us see from the Exodus 12 verse 43. Just bear with me a minute. Exodus 12 and 43. Okay. Alright. Exodus 12 verse 43. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, because basically you have Israelites who knew they were Israelites who came back, alright, to the land to keep the Passover. And you know, they were given these laws by the Most High, or how to conduct or what to do in the Passover, right? So let's read scriptures. Let's bring out the scriptures, right? And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. Alright, and we look up the word stranger there. See? It means in the Hebrew nakar. Alright? Nakar mean foreigner. See? Or alien, strange, or heathen. See? So what the Most High say right there is that no stranger shall eat thereof of the Passover. See, no heathens. Okay? And every man servant which is bought for money, and as thou circumcise him, then shall he eat thereof. See, so we're back into the scripture in Genesis 43 verse 31. And he washed his face speaking about Joseph, and went out and reframed himself and said, set on bread. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with him by themselves. Alright? And the Egyptians might not eat, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrew. Right? For that is an abomination unto the Egyptians. It's abomination to us, because the Most High said we're not supposed to, we're holy and separate. Separated from, the heathens. Right? It's not a part of our customs. Alright? So that was speaking about, that stranger and the precept was speaking about the heathen. Right? But every man, verse 44, but every man's servant that is bought for money, thou hast circumcised him, then let him eat thereof. As it say, 45, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. See, as it say, basically, as the scripture read in Genesis, the Egyptians, the bread was set down for them, but they eat by themselves, right? And basically they were in the same household, but they eat by themselves because it was prohibited, it wasn't lawful. See, alright, so going on down, we start at okay, so we jump at verse 49. See, Exodus 12 verse 49. Say, one law shall be, start up further, start at verse 48. Okay, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover of the Lord, and let all his male be circumcised, and then he shall come near and keep it, and shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. Alright, see, so this one we're supposed to eat with this stranger. So let us see which one of these stranger, which stranger this is talking about. And we look up the word stranger, we get the word, the Hebrew word gar, right? And this stranger is gar, the meaning is from the Hebrew. See, so this one we're talking about is of a seed of Israel, right? See, so basically you have two strangers in the scripture, and people oftentimes misunderstand it and say, oh, hey, as long as you're circumcised, you can be a part of, but you are hidden, see, and that would contradict everything. Alright, see, so that was speaking about everybody being, the circumcised and coming to the fold and be an Israelite or whatever, and salvation is for you also and all of that. See, this was talking about of the seed of Israel. So let's read the scripture again. Alright, say, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover of the Lord, and let his male, and let all his male be circumcised, right? And then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat. Right? Speaking about who? The Israelite foreigners, seeing who came back, as the scripture telling Acts 2, seeing they came back to keep the Passover. Alright, and let's go down further. Passover, okay, and one law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger. Go again. See that stranger keep on occurring in the scripture. See? And we look up that stranger again, we get Gar. Alright? We get Gar, which is of the seed, okay? Which is of the seed of Israel. See? So the stranger wasn't talking about you just lose some stranger. See? Okay? Just bear me a minute. Yeah, and stranger, the one law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourn among you. Okay? See? So basically, not to get it confused, yo. See? Because a lot of people think that, hey, other nation can be saved, yo. See? And the scripture basically tell you. See? So let's get into some short precepts before we close off. This is Acts 2 verse 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews and devoted men out of every nation under the heavens. Right? Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because every man heard them speaking in their own language. See? Because basically what them think is, hey, all of these people are come from all about to come keep the Passover and whatever, and basically them were in the land or keep the laws and all of them things, so them think themselves more, righteous than all of the other brothers them came in to keep, because them departed from the land. Alright? So they were looked at as Gentiles. See? But they were of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so they were Israelites, regardless. See? So, and came together and was confounded, that every man heard them speak in their own language, wherein they were their own language, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying to one another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? No, and how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born? And it goes on to list out some of the places where the brothers were coming in from, seeing to come and keep the Passover. Seeing, so it wasn't like everybody who wanted to be an Israelite or whatever did come from all over the world to come keep it. Seeing, alright. So that's that here. But there's a scripture I want to get into shortly. Seeing, it shows you that the salvation basically, and it cuts to the point, is for the Jews. Alright, this is St. John 4 verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is for the Jews. Alright? Salvation is for the Jews and no other nation. See? So, hey, with that, I want to say, shalom, I hope this lesson was edifying. See? So, shalom.